Imagine standing on top of the world, where the sky is a deep, bruised purple, and the air is so thin, it feels like a ghost's whisper. This is Mount Everest, the planet's highest peak. But beyond its majestic beauty lies a realm shrouded in mystery. A place known as the Death Zone. Above 8,000 meters, the human body begins to shut down. Here, amidst the eerie, biting silence, the mountain holds its darkest secrets, tales of lost climbers, vanished expeditions, and whispers of things that defy explanation. For every 10 people who reach the summit, one will die trying. Everest is not just a mountain. It's a vertical graveyard, and today, we're going to uncover the chilling stories buried in its ice. Our first story takes us back to 1924, nearly 3 decades before Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay's famous ascent. 2 British climbers, George Mallory and Andrew Sandy Irvine, made a daring push for the summit. They were last seen by their teammate, Noel Odell, as small, dark figures moving steadily upwards, disappearing into the swirling mist near the peak. Then, they vanished. For 75 years, their fate was one of mountaineering's greatest enigmas. Did they reach the top? When asked why he wanted to climb Everest, Mallory famously replied, "Because it's there." His obsession was legendary. In 1999, an expedition set out to find them. They discovered George Mallory's body, perfectly preserved by the freezing temperatures, lying face down on a rocky slope. His skin was like marble, his clothes frozen stiff. But something was missing. The photograph of his wife, Ruth, which he promised to leave at the summit, was not in his pocket. This tiny detail suggests he may have reached the top and left it there. Even more tantalizing was the absence of the small Kodak camera they carried. That camera, with its undeveloped film, could rewrite history. It could hold the definitive proof that Mallory and Irvine were the first to conquer Everest. To this day, Irvine's body and the camera have never been found. They remain somewhere on that vast, frozen expanse, a silent testament to a mystery that endures. The question lingers, suspended in the thin mountain air, who was truly first to the top of the world? As you climb higher into the death zone, you enter a macabre open-air tomb. The extreme conditions make rescue and recovery missions nearly impossible. So, those who fall often remain where they lay, becoming grim landmarks for future climbers. One of the most famous and chilling of these is Green Boots. For nearly 20 years, this climber lay in a small rock cave on the main northeast route. His bright green Koflak climbing boots were an unavoidable sight for anyone heading to the summit. His identity was long a subject of speculation, widely believed to be Suong Palja, an Indian climber who perished in the 1996 disaster. For years, climbers would pass him, sometimes stopping to rest beside the body. He was part of the mountain's fabric. Then, in 2014, Green Boots vanished, presumably moved and buried by other climbers or a Chinese expedition, adding another layer of mystery to his story. Then there is the tragic tale of Frances Docentive, known as Sleeping Beauty. In 1998, she became the first American woman to reach the summit without supplemental oxygen, a monumental achievement. But during her descent, she became weak and collapsed. Her husband Sergei tried to help her, but he too would disappear, presumed to have fallen to his death while searching for aid. For 9 years, Frances remained frozen on the slope, her final resting place visible to all who passed. Climber Ian Woodall, who had witnessed her final moments but was unable to save her, was haunted by the memory. In 2007, he led an expedition specifically to give her a more dignified end. He wrapped her in an American flag and gently moved her body out of sight, finally letting Sleeping Beauty rest in peace. These sentinels of the death zone are a stark, silent reminder of Everest's unforgiving nature. They are not just bodies. They are stories of ambition, tragedy, and the ultimate price of a dream. Birds. The mysteries of Everest aren't limited to individual climbers. What if an entire expedition vanished without a trace? A mission so secret that the country behind it denies it ever happened. Let's go back to 1952. 1 year before Hillary's official summit. According to controversial and shadowy reports, the Soviet Union launched a top-secret expedition to claim the peak for themselves. Led by a doctor named Pavel Dachnolian, a team of 6 elite climbers allegedly made a clandestine attempt from the Tibetan side. The political stakes were huge. In the heart of the Cold War, being the first to conquer Everest would have been a massive propaganda victory for the USSR. The story goes that after a final radio message from Dachnolian reporting they were close to the summit, the entire team went silent. They were never heard from again. Searchers reportedly turned up, no trace of their camp, their equipment, or the climbers themselves. It was as if they were erased from the face of the mountain. SIA. The official Soviet and later Russian authorities have always denied this expedition ever took place. There are no official records, no state-sanctioned stories. The tale exists only in whispers, in fragmented reports from Western intelligence, and in the annals of mountaineering lore. Was it a real, failed mission, covered up to avoid national embarrassment? Or is it a complete fabrication, a piece of Cold War mythology? With no evidence and only official denials, the fate of Dr. Dachnolian and his team remains one of Everest's most intriguing political ghost stories. Beyond the tales of human tragedy, there are whispers of something else on the mountain. For centuries, the Sherpa people, the true guardians of these peaks, have spoken of spirits and supernatural beings that inhabit the high passes. They call it Chomolungma, Mother Goddess of the World, a sacred place that demands respect. Many Sherpas will perform a puja ceremony before every climb, asking the mountain for safe passage. They believe that those who die on its slopes can become mountain ghosts, restless spirits who linger in the ice. Climbers have reported strange phenomena, disembodied voices carried on the wind, shadowy figures seen at the edge of their vision, and an overwhelming feeling of being watched. Pemba Dorje Sherpa, who holds one of the fastest ascent records, claims that on his way down from the summit in 2004, he encountered a group of shadowy figures who approached him, begging for food. He believes they were the ghosts of climbers who had perished. And then there's the most famous legend of all, the Yeti, or the Abominable Snowman. For over a century, explorers and climbers have reported sightings of a large ape-like creature roaming the Himalayas. In 1951, the explorer Eric Shipton took an infamous photograph of a massive, unexplained footprint in the snow near Everest. The print was huge, clear, and unlike that of any known animal. It ignited a global fascination with the creature. While science has largely debunked the Yeti, explaining footprints as bare tracks distorted by melting snow, the stories persist. The Sherpas have countless legends of the creature, a powerful guardian of the mountains. Are these just campfire stories, hallucinations brought on by oxygen deprivation? Or is there something ancient and unknown still hiding in the world's highest wilderness? On Everest, the line between reality and myth is as thin as the air itself. As the sun sets over the summit, casting long, dark shadows across the ice, Everest pulls its veil of clouds back around itself. The winds howl, carrying the whispers of those it has claimed. The mountain keeps its secrets locked away in a tomb of ice and rock. It lost camera of Mallory and Irvine, the fate of the secret Soviet team, the identity of Green Boots, the truth behind the ghosts and legends. These mysteries may never be solved. They have become part of the mountain's very soul. A chilling reminder that while we may try to conquer nature, some places will forever remain wild, untamable, and full of secrets. Everest is more than a destination. It's a riddle written in snow and stone, waiting for the next adventurer bold enough to seek the answers, knowing they might just become another one of its mysteries. Thanks for watching. And if you're fascinated by the world's greatest enigmas, make sure to follow for more.